Panthers were the worst team in the NFL last season. So there was definitely a lot of work for them to do in the offseason, specifically in free agency. Now, we all know that with the NFL draft, they traded the number one pick to the Chicago Bears the previous year in order to move up in the draft and draft current quarterback Bryce Young. Now, speaking of Bryce Young, the Panthers made a trade in the offseason. Now, this isn't really a free agency move, but it was a big trade, and they acquired former Steelers wide receiver Deontay Johnson, and in exchange, they gave up cornerback Dante Jackson. Now, the significance of this move is the fact that they get Bryce Young another option and another weapon on the offensive side of the ball, because regardless of any of the moves that the Panthers make, whether it's in free agency or in the draft, they have to hit on Bryce Young as their franchise quarterback. If he doesn't pan out, the other moves that they make on their roster does not matter at all. But talking about some of the other moves that they made, or in this case, some of the subtractions that they had on their roster, they ended up trading edge rusher Brian Burns to the New York Giants. And essentially, they got back a second-round pick in return. And I've done separate videos about those moves, so definitely make sure to check those out. But another loss that they had in the defensive side of the ball, or on the defensive side of the ball, was the loss of safety Jeremy Chen. And the significance of that loss is the fact that he's a very versatile player. Yes, he is technically listed as a safety on the depth chart, but he can also line up at slot corner. So that versatility that he brought to the table is something that the Panthers are definitely going to miss. Now, I want to hear from football fans in the comments section down below, specifically Panthers fans. What are your thoughts on the moves that the Panthers made in free agency? And do you think that they did enough to help Bryce Young going into the second year of his NFL career?